Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And guys, if you're showing up here today, there's a high probability that you're looking to make money online and to be able to escape the rat race in 30 to 90 days. Now, I'm going to share with you guys here that a lot of people will see the results that I do, and they'll hear the stories of going from zero to $165,000 in a 30-day period of time. And they'll say, well, that's great for you, Darren, because you've been in the industry for so long. Or that's great for you, Darren, because you have a big list. But what about the brand new person? What about the person that doesn't have any experience? What about the person that doesn't have a list? What about them? Now, guys, I'm going to share with you that over the course of about the last 18 months, we have had dozens and dozens and dozens of people learn our 1K per day Facebook formula that have never, ever done marketing. They've never had any success online ever. And it wasn't until they got into Millionaire Mentoring that they learned and applied the secrets that we personally share, myself and my business partner, Ari Maccabee, where we have kids, guys, as young as 17 years old that made $35,000 in profit their very, very first month in business. Now, this is actually a really cool story here today because I've got a gentleman here with me on the line. His name is Samuel, and Samuel has only been in Millionaire Mentoring for 1 week, guys, 1 week, okay? And his very first week, he went from zero to $4,000 his very first week. So it really doesn't matter what your track record is. It doesn't matter what your experience is. The number one most important question to ask you is, are you coachable? Are you coachable? Okay, now I'll share with you guys that probably the biggest challenge, the number one biggest challenge that people have when they hire a millionaire mentor is surrendering their pride, surrendering their ego, and just being coachable instead of trying to prove their mentor wrong, instead of trying to prove they have a better way. Oh, you better watch me go. You have no idea what I'm going to do. Those are typically the broke people, just so you know, right? Those are all the broke people that say that. And I can tell you that in 3 decades of being in this industry, I'm still waiting. I'm literally still waiting for those people to show me the better way that they have. And I kind of joke about it. I say, well, do I have time to go for a coffee? I mean, how long is this going to take? I've been waiting for 30 years and it still hasn't happened yet. Okay. Maybe you'll be the first one that wants to reinvent the wheel and come up with a better strategy than the 7-figure model that we teach all of our students. So thanks a lot for joining us on this call. And I'd like to introduce you to a brand new student, somebody that has never learned any of the strategies like this in the past. Welcome, Samuel, to the call.
All right. Can you hear me? Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for introducing me, Darren. I'm happy to be here, guys. What Darren just said, by the way, of the 7-figure model, what I learned through Darren is that it all starts with surrendering. You know, not trying to figure things out, you know, because if you try figuring things out, it will take you years to figure out, you know, what we're doing right here, you know, right now. So thank you, Darren. You know, I produced a lot thanks to you. This has been one of the best weeks of my life, really.
Fantastic. So, Samuel, you know, turn back the clock a little bit because I want people to really understand sort of, you know, what was going on over here prior to Millionaire Mentoring, and then share with us a little bit about some of the stuff that's gone over here once you surrendered your pride, surrendered your ego, and just became coachable. How long did it actually take you to start making money?
Well, turning back to the very beginning, I used to be a bread factory worker, right? I was like, I was fresh out of high school, right? So I wasn't going the college route. So I got a job at a bread factory. I started working 12 to 14 hours a day, which people, if they go on my Facebook timeline, they can actually see how, I used to do Facebook Lives from the bread factory, right? And I was in that job for a couple months. Well, fast forward maybe 4 months, I quit that job because I was just drained. I was literally working like 12, 14 hours. I lived in that factory for half my life. Like half my life was in that factory, right? So when I quit, it hit me. All right. I went homeless with my parents. My mother literally told me, I still remember this day. She told me that we have no more home. Right. We were literally in the car, Darren, and she was crying and crying and telling me how, because my mother, she's a single mother. She raised me and my sister for over 20 years. Right. But she's always provided shelter and she's always provided food for us. And then one day she just literally told me, son, like, we have no home now. We're literally in the car. She's crying. And at that moment, Darren, I felt like a failure as a son, right? I felt like a failure where I couldn't help my mother get out of that situation. When I was working at the factory, I was done with my money. I never saved money. I didn't know how to handle money, right? Like any, young 20-year-old, I was just blowing money. And literally that moment was the most defining moment in my life because I never want to go back to feeling like a failure again, right? I never want to see my mother crying over finances and me not having the skill set and the ability to raise money, to get us out of that situation. So now fast forward from there, all right, I spent about a year, guys, I spent about a year online. Like if you look at my timeline, I spent a year trying to figure things out on my own. I got very arrogant, right? With, oh, I can figure it out. I just have to see what guys like Darren is doing on his timeline without knowing his strategies, try to figure out what he's doing, right? And pretty much, I'm going to be fully vulnerable. Pretty much that 1 year alone, my PayPal went negative, right? I had many chargebacks. I didn't know how to build relationships. And I'll imagine that, right? That was terrifying for me because all my income went to zero. And then I was replaying back, wait a minute, if something were to happen to my finances and we lost our home again, I would be a failure again, right? Shortly after is when I reached out to Darren and I said, well, Darren knows, he has the chat message. I literally just told him, like, give me your link already, man. I'm ready, right? Because I cannot afford to not have the skill set to raise money. Because if I was to, not surrender and I didn't reach out to Darren for mentorship, right? If I didn't just surrender my pride and ego, then I may, if we ever were on the streets again, I would again feel like a failure and I wouldn't have the power and the ability, to support my mother. And now, Darren, now that you know my past, fast forward to this week, guys, literally within this next week, I'm going to be able to, I'm going to have the power to write my own mother a $5,000 check to pay off all of her debts. All right, imagine that. From being homeless and feeling like a failure to now being able to write my mother a check. And I'm going to record on Facebook Live because I may even cry. She may cry as well, right? Being able to just look at her in the eye and tell her, you know what, Mom? You can depend on me now. I will take care of you. This will never happen again, right? And now, fast forward, so far, guys, I've made $4,000 in just 1 week, literally 1 week. And keep in mind that 1 week, the first 4 days was just training. Day number 5, made my first $1,400. And every day after that, $1,000 a day. And I'm here now.
Fantastic. That's really, really exciting. Guys, if you're just joining us on this broadcast for the very first time, what we're actually talking about is how to implement the 1K per day Facebook formula, where we show people how to generate instant cash flow of commissions from $100, $250, $500, and $1,000. And I can tell you that once you really understand the training and you start scaling up your strategy, that we have people that sometimes make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in a single day. And I can tell you that the very first time that I rolled out this strategy, starting to teach people the 1K per day formula, I made $108,000 US. And when I showed it to my business partner and he saw that within the first 5 days, I made over 24 grand, he implemented the strategy too. And his very first month, he made $128,800 in the very first 30 days. Okay. So when I tell you that this strategy will work for anyone, we have people from all walks of life. Like I was saying earlier, we have a kid that was 17 years old. His very first month, he made $35,000 in profit. We had 23-year-old construction workers that made $26,000 their very first month. Single moms, $10,000 their first month. Part-timers, 13 grand their first month. Heck, guys, we even had one guy that just got out of prison that only had 100 friends on his Facebook account. And his very first 30 days, he made $28,500 in profit his very first month. So, Samuel, share with us a little bit here. You know, I know that when you started implementing and going through the training, share with us, do these strategies just work in business, or do you feel that they work in all areas of your life?
Well, what I can tell you, not only did when I started implementing, I made money, my whole life changed offline, right? My mother saw I had more energy in me. I started making more friends because I go to the gym every day, right? But usually I used to just go to the gym just to work out and come back home, right? Now I have the confidence and now I have the strategies on how to talk to people, right? So now I can go to the gym, make some friends, make some connections. When I went to Pizza Hut just like 2 days ago, I went to Pizza Hut to pick up a pizza and I made friends with the cashier and now we know each other. Now whenever I go there, right, we're like on a first name basis. Like now he knows me, right? So it's really just changing my relationships with people. Now I have more friends. I have more relationships built, right? Now I also have the confidence because I know many people, they want to be more social, but they don't know how to be more social. Right? They don't have the strategy on how to get people to, how to enter the vault, as you always say, right? How to really get people to open up to you and become comfortable with you so then you can expand that relationship. So it has changed my life. The short version, guys, it has literally changed my life. I'm a lot happier now and I'm more confident. The biggest thing to me, more than the money, I'm a lot more confident now, right? So now I can do more in life. So it's completely changed my life.
Fantastic. So Samuel, tell us a little bit about, a lot of people might say, well, I don't have any tech skills. Like I don't really understand anything that's technical. Mm-hmm. Can a person still be able to implement these strategies that doesn't have any tech skills? And what would you say to those people?
Without a doubt, by the way, what you teach barely has anything to do with anything technical. Right? A lot of it is people skills. A lot of it is, let's say, for example, the only thing they would need to know is how to log into their Facebook account, right? And open up Messenger. That's all they would need to know. Everything else is just literally people skills. And the thing is, it's almost like you handhold because you give us what to say, right? We know what to say already. We know how to open up to people. We know how to ask the right questions, right? So a lot of it, there's no technical skill, really. Just log into your Facebook and open up Messenger. And from there on, you can just start making $1,000 days. That's how I've been doing it these last couple of days. So no technical skills needed. So guys, all you have to know is how to log into Facebook. That's what I would tell people.
So Samuel, let me ask you a question here. When you first started in Millionaire Mentoring and you heard us talking about making $1,000 a day, prior to going through the training, what was going on in your mind? Did you think to yourself like, yeah, right, like how's that ever going to happen? What was going on internally with your self-talk before you actually went through the training?
Oh, I always knew it was a possibility because I've seen people do it before. So I knew it was possible. But keep in mind, I used to make $12 an hour, right? An hour. So I was making like $120 a day. So it was I feel like I had a mental block inside of my mind, as I was coming in, because I knew it was possible. I'm like, can I really make $1,000? Right? Do I even deserve $1,000? It's kind of like what I was telling myself. But within the first day, when I watched that first 2-hour training video from you, where you started speaking about, speaking your reality and about just seeing yourself, setting an intention, seeing yourself already there, already making $1,000 and then just giving gratitude for it, right? I feel like I feel like that little mental block just completely went away because right now I believe that I can keep on making $1,000 a day for 30 days straight consistently. Like now I can believe it, right? Whenever I talk to someone and I ask the closing question, as you always say, right? I already accept as if I already made that $1,000, right? So now I feel like I can see myself there making thousands and thousands every single day. Right now, the next mental block, I guess, is to see myself making $2,000 a day, right? That's the
Exactly.
next level.
You know, guys, here's the thing that I'm going to share with you is that, you know, step one is really surrendering your pride and surrendering your ego and being coachable. Okay. Now, the second step is that 80% is just going to be showing up. 80%. Okay. 80%, guys, is just showing up. So if this is your timeline, right, from going from $0 to $1,000 days, 80% of that is just going to be showing up, okay? Showing up and taking notes and then applying the exact formula that we teach. So what do I mean by that? When we give you line by line exactly what to say to people, you don't need to change a word. You don't need to ad lib. You don't need to put your little spin to it. You literally just to have one thing at a time that you're going to say. And this is a science, guys. This is not a fluke. It's not an accident, because we explain to you the actual psychology behind what actually gets a person to want to pull out their credit card. Think about it. What if you knew that? How much power would that give you, not only into all of the other type of income streams that you have, as far as affiliate marketing, network marketing, direct sales, MLM, online marketing, and these skills are transferable into your career. We have people that have been able to triple their income at their corporate job within 9 months, okay? I'm talking about pay raises, job promotions, consulting contracts, all that have been generated because of this training.
While you're on that, by the way, Darren, because you said something really important, that it's transferable. Guys, outside from the millionaire mentoring, I've been able to apply the same skills that I learned from the training to now I'm talking to someone who's making almost 7 figures in his business, and I'm talking a contract with him to run his social media marketing. And it all started off with the line by line that Darren teaches, literally just line by line. I have the script printed out, and it's literally line by line, change their state, bill report, change their state, enter the vote, right? Then just qualify them, ask qualifying questions. This guy, by the way, he makes almost right now he's making $10,000 to $20,000 a month, right? So he's already looking at success in his business. But because of what I applied from the millionaire mentoring training, I'm about to have, not only am I getting $1,000 a day from millionaire mentoring, I might be able to draft, who knows, maybe a 5-6 figure contract with this guy to run his social media. So it is transferable. You can be in any career, I believe.
Fantastic. So guys, here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm going to share with you. And it doesn't matter if you are in weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, legal, digital products, energy drinks, power. It doesn't matter. The thing that I'm going to share with you is if you want to lasso the largest market share on the front end, okay, prior to marketing whatever it is that your company is over here, like let's say that you're with a weight loss company, whatever you have here on the front end, it has to be generic. Okay, what do I mean by being generic? It has to be able to target any one of the companies, any one of the industries, so that it's a generic training for any type of entrepreneur that's going to help them in the 2 key areas that they need to be able to 10x their income. So the first area is personal development and leadership. This is something that every entrepreneur in every single company can use, okay? And the other area is marketing strategies for any type of business. These 2 areas, right, personal development, leadership, and marketing strategies are the 2 key areas that you market on the front end to build the largest list of qualified buyers, right? Those are people that are already sold on your business model, right? First, and then on the back end, you're now going to market whatever primary business that you're in. Now, I'm going to share with you guys that most of my students, the students that are coachable, that just follow what we teach, within their first year, a lot of them have between 5 and 10 different streams of income coming in. So once you learn the strategies once, they transfer over into any other business, and that's how you can end up with multiple streams of income. Because truly, your only goal, just so you know, is to build a list of qualified buyers. And if you're going directly to your primary business, you're actually losing a lot of the qualified buyers that you could be getting because you don't properly understand target marketing and how to get the biggest bang for your buck by staying generic on the front and then focusing on your primary business on the back end. So, Samuel, tell us a little bit, more about, when we first started telling you that you could recruit a new rep in between 6 and 45 minutes, based upon the experience that you had in the past, going through other training or other coaching or the strategies that you were doing in the past, did that even sound believable to you when you first started?
When I was first taught how to market, it was in the pitching benefits, like features and benefits, right? So I experienced a lot of rejection. I was experiencing, I was being like, it was very spammy. I was spamming people. I'll be honest. I was spamming people. That's the way I was taught to market. So I was being rejected a lot. So when I saw that, recruit a rep in 45 minutes, when I saw that, I was kind of skeptical, because I was within 45 minutes, right? I would get rejected at least 10 to 20 times through Messenger, right? Because I would pitch a product and people's natural, well, now I understand it's the polarity. People's natural response when they hear a pitch is to say, no, thank you. Right. So it wasn't, I was skeptical going into it. But when I started applying it on day number 5, within the first hour, I already had someone that got them on the phone. You always teach to get them off of Facebook, got them on the phone, closed the sale, my first $1,400 day. So I believed them when it happened, right? The moment it happened, I'm here like, if I can do this in an hour, what if I were to spend a couple hours a day just talking with people? Right. And now I have people coming to me wondering, what is it that you're doing, Sam? Right. From like all types of walks of life. Like I have someone, from construction. I have someone coming from a network marketing company. But it's because what we do is like evergreen. Like we target every single market. Right. So I believe I can start doing more than just $1,000 a day, to be honest. At this point, I feel like with all the traction I'm getting now, I feel like this month I will have my first $10,000 month. In 1 week, I made $4,000. I think I can keep that up and maybe do more. By the end of these 30 days. So now I'm confident. This has given me a lot of confidence.
That's great. Guys, what I want to do really quickly here is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share with you why this strategy is so powerful. Because typically what we do is we look for products, right, that pay you the same day that you make the sale. Okay, you don't have to wait for a month or 2 or 3 months in order to get paid. So you work today, you get paid today. So the moment that you make a sale, it instantly shows up in your PayPal account. And this strategy is like the Donald Trump model, the Robert Kiyosaki model, where you have an ATM machine that is creating a funding mechanism on the front end that's going to fund all of your high ticket product purchase. It's going to fund your event tickets, your airfare, your marketing and advertising campaign. This thing right here on the front end, number 1, it has to be generic. Number 2, it has to hit mass market and mass appeal. It has to target any entrepreneurial business, whether it's weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, energy, power, legal, it doesn't matter. It has to target all of them straight across the board. And we typically use either JV Zoo products on the front, ClickBank products on the front, or we look for products where we can purchase the reseller rights to the product. And once you have the reseller rights, you become the vendor now, and you make the money direct. So once you purchase the reseller rights to a product, when you're selling a product that's $1,000, you are now getting paid as the vendor, like you went out and manufactured the product yourself, created all the content yourself, put all the websites together yourself, and now you have a product, right, that you're going to get paid for. So ideally, the best case scenario, like if you look at the 7-figure income earners that have been branded and they're out there in the industry, a lot of them have their own products, a lot of them have their own coaching, and a lot of them put on their own events, masterminds. But what are you going to do when you just first start out? Think about it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skill, you don't have the training, you don't have the track record, right, in order to be able to come out with your own products, your own training. So what this strategy does, it's a great strategy to help the brand new newbie, right, that doesn't have to take any risk. They don't have to go out and make any product. The product's already made. They just purchase the reseller rights. They learn the 7-figure model, and boom, they're right into making $1,000 days. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to just share my screen really quickly, and I'm going to show you this product that we use called the Genesis Educational Library. This targets the 2 key areas of personal development, leadership, and marketing strategies. Now, the cool thing about this product, guys, is that there are entry points as low as $140, including the reseller rights. But you can see here that this is great information. Internet marketing in an hour a day, email list secrets, big business blueprint, Facebook Live blueprint, cryptocurrency secrets. As you probably know, cryptocurrency is really hot right now. Then you move into our $250 product, big ticket machine, the 10K blueprint, list building profit kit, evergreen leads business, modern email marketing, lead book generator, power of execution. And then you move up to our $500 product, the true cause of all achievement, the power of core desires, smart wealth building, the conquering force within you, how to make 1K plus in network marketing, and then webinar jackpot, social media income, the warrior mindset, overcoming excuses, $1 million copy. Now, this is the cool thing because all of the top products include the lesser priced product. So the $1,000 product includes all that stuff that you've already seen, plus Bitcoin profit secrets, free business videos, internet business models, how to use webinars for your business, the power of focus, wealth creation blueprint, push button broad podcasting. And then you move into our Legend series, which is 20 audios from multiple 6- and 7-figure income earners. You can see here some of these people you may recognize, like Ray Higdon. He did about $4 million last year in his coaching business. Tracy Walker, Greg Gomez, Jeff Mills, great marketer. I actually got the privilege of being in this vault here myself. You can see me with an audio track there. So this really allows you to hear directly from 7-figure income earners. They're in multiple different companies, guys, right? Some people are in Forex trading. Some people are in blogging strategies. Some people are in traffic strategies. Some people do mentoring, coaching, training. There's a wide variety of people in here. You might recognize Jack Zufelt, also Evan Clausen. He's an Amazon best-selling author. So there's really a wide array here. And then you move into the Village, which is a package sort of behind the scenes on the movie called The Secret. And this is really powerful material, guys, I'm telling you. But once you have these products, you're set up to make instant commissions. Now, I want to show you here what's possible, because this is my back office here. If I hit the refresh button, you can see here that it's generated $255,100 already in profit because I wasn't actually spending any money on paid traffic. That is just using our free strategies that we teach on the internet. Now, let's go back here to Samuel. So Samuel, let me ask you this. Now that you have learned the 7-figure model, now that you understand that it really is possible to be making $1,000 a day online, tell us a little bit more. What has now happened to your vision of what's possible?
The biggest thing that happened to me is that because previous to this, I had very big dreams and visions, but I toned them down a lot, right? Let's say one of my visions was to, to eventually have a net worth of, $1 million. But previous to this, I was working, for $12 an hour. So I toned it down. Like, you know what, maybe I'll be happy with just 50 grand a year or 100 grand a year, right? But because of this, learning the 7-figure model and seeing that now I can make, realistically, I can make $1,000 every single day for pretty much, I'm pretty sure I can do it the whole year now, right? Now my dreams have expanded. Now I feel like I can make, more than just $100,000 a year. I feel like now I can make, I can push to 200, 300, and maybe within 3 to 5 years, realistically, I feel like I can reach $1 million now, right? And I feel confident saying that. I can see myself there already. I can see myself there because I can see that now. I can more than likely, now I can talk to people who are, way ahead of me, and I can spark big contract deals about marketing. And I can go to, all these millions and millions of people that are in network marketing, and I can provide them help because 97% of them, I know that 97% of them are making no money, right? So now I have a giant market that I can tackle on, and you get $1,000 from 1,000 people and you make $1 million. Right. So now I feel like I can pursue my $1 million dream. Now it's possible within 3 to 5 years, I believe. So that's what it's done for me. And now I feel like I can really help. My long-term vision is to help orphanages around Miami because I've always believed that because my cousin, he didn't grow up with parents, and just from hearing his story of always being through orphanages, I saw that orphans have a very hard life. They were dealt a very hard hand without any support from a mother or a father. So I'm like, you know what? I want to have the money to start supporting orphanages around Miami and hopefully maybe expand to the US. Before that was a pipe dream, but now I feel like now that I can make $1,000 a day and even more, once I start getting rid of the mental blocks, I feel like now I can start making millions within 3 to 5 years, and then I can start pursuing that dream as well. So now it's possible to me. Before it wasn't possible, I was questioning it. Now I feel like it's possible.
So that's fantastic. So guys, the real key here, just so you know, is in millionaire mentoring. And the question I have for you is, are you coachable? Because right now, what we're doing is we're literally rolling out the red carpet, and we're taking 100 students under our wing and teaching them everything that we know about marketing on how to start generating 1K per day and more. We have some people on our team, just so you know, who have had $3,000 days, $5,000 days, and as high as $7,500 days because they start getting into multiple different streams of income. But the key really is, how do you build a list of qualified buyers, right? How do you build the biggest amount of a list with the least amount of money? And we show you how to leverage Facebook to literally get access to hundreds of millions of potential prospects for your particular business. So in the event that you want to be one of those 100 people that literally has a rags to riches story, because our goal is to take 100 families past $100,000 a year in extra income, spendable extra cash flow. If you want to be one of those people, what you want to do is click that link below right now. You need the G1000 product. Okay, that includes all the products, and that will give you access to the exact same training that Samuel went through that's already made him $4,000 his very first week in business. Imagine what he's going to be like 3 months from now. Imagine the power when the very first week that you've ever done this, that you had a $4,000 week, right? That is the power of this. So what I would encourage you is, and I can tell you this, guys, when we roll out these campaigns, these spots go super fast. So in the event that you want to be one of those 100 people, throw your hat over the wall, click the link below. You need the G1000 product. The reseller rights are $299 per year. The product is a one-time purchase for $1,000, plus there's $50 in PayPal transaction fees. So for $1,349, you're set up to make $100, $250, $500, and $1,000 daily commissions, guys, daily commissions. So throw your hat over the wall. Thanks a lot for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. Thanks, Samuel, for joining us here on this call. And guys, buckle up and get ready for the ride of your life. And that, my friend, you can take to the bank. You've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks a lot for joining us. Throw your hat on the wall, click that link below, get activated, and message us when you're done. All the best.